Matrices. Matrices is our plural. One matrix, like the film. So the singular is matrix, matrices, plural. They made lots of the films they shouldn't have. Matrices, or a matrix, is a rectangular array of information, of numbers. So most spreadsheets can be matrices, and they store information, they represent information, and they allow us to do calculations with information. So this matrix is simply showing the sales at a market stall on Friday and Saturday, how many shirts, pairs of jeans, and belts were sold each day. A matrix is just a bit inside the square brackets, so a matrix doesn't actually need the headings, but of course if we're representing real life information, the headings let us know what we're looking at. Matrices are useful in a whole bunch of real-world applications, solving simultaneous equations, optimizing business solutions, a whole bunch of graphics aspects, and performing calculations with a lot of numbers. Matrices are named with capital letters, so we can name this matrix A. I'll get a better pen there. No, I won't. We'll put up with that. So matrices are named with capital letters, and they have rows. Rows go across, so that is row 1, that is row 2. There are 2 rows. They also have columns. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. So columns go up and down. There are 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, and rows go across, rows 1, 2. When you're reading this way, notice that our labels for the rows happen first, and rows are labeled first in any matrix. So we read a matrix as rows, then columns. Now, we can read a bunch of information from this matrix. On Friday, there were 6 shirts sold. In total, the sum of column 2 would tell us there were 15 jeans sold. So we can get a lot of information from a matrix, either looking at the individual numbers or at the sum of any row or any column, which will give us different parts of the information. The order of a matrix is its size and shape, and is written as rows by columns. I can't write today, and that pen is terrible. Here we go. Rows by columns. That is number of rows times number of columns. We don't multiply it, we write it as 2 numbers because it tells us 2 rows. So the order of matrix A, 2 rows by 1, 2, 3, 3 columns. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. It can be a little tricky when you're counting the rows, because when you think rows, you think going across, and some people go 1, 2, 3. But you've got to count how many things there are going across. 1, 2. So we actually count down to count the rows. 1 row, 2 row. We count across to count the columns, because we're counting how many things are going down. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're getting your rows and your columns right. It's very important, because a 3 by 2 matrix would be very different to a 2 by 3 matrix. The elements of a matrix are the numbers in the matrix, and element A, I, J, where these little things are numbers in subscript, identifiers below the line, is element in row I, oops, sorry, row I, column J. So element little a, of matrix A. So matrix A is capital A, and the elements are labelled with the little letter, the lowercase a. So element A1, 3 says the element in matrix A in row 1, column 3. That is 4. Element A2, 2, not 22, but 2, 2, is row 2, column 2, it's 7. There's a couple of particular types of matrices. Row matrices have only one row. So if I only looked at the Friday information, I would have 6, 8, 4, one row, as many columns as you want. Column matrices have only one column. So the Schurz matrix of 6, 3, that's a column matrix, one column. And a square matrix has the same number of rows and columns, so it makes a square. So it's a square. So some types of matrices. So the types of questions you might get. So matrix B shows the number of boys and girls in years 10, 11 and 12 at a school. First up, give the order of matrix B. Remember, rows 1, 2, 3. 3 rows. Columns 1, 2, 2 columns. This is a 3 by 2 matrix. What information is given by element B, 1, 2? Row 1, column 2, the number of girls in year 10. Because they asked what information, not what number. And we could also say 63 girls in year 10. Which element gives the number of girls in year 12? Girls in year 12, row first, row 3, so the element is B, 3, column 2, 2. How many boys in total? We go to where the boys are and we add up and we'd show our working. 57 plus 48 plus 39, so the sum of column 1 gives us the number of boys. I don't feel like doing that, so always write down what you're going to do, then type it in. 144 boys. The sum of row 2 gives what information? Row 2, that would be the total number of people in year 11. So that is a quick introduction to matrices and how to get some information out of them and how to describe them.